Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy Games. We're back in Genshin Impact, and today, it looks like the last part of this quest has come out. I'm gonna do this first before I do these ones. Yeah, let's take a look at what we have for today. The Palace Dyed in Black. True Tales of the Violet Garden, Act 4. Wait until the following afternoon. Kazuha mentioned that there is something he must investigate, and that he will meet with everyone else the following afternoon. Time to wait patiently for that time. Wait, what? Time to wait patiently for that time? That sounds so weird. Let's change the time. So it is the following day at noon, right? I saw like there's a bug that if you were able to match the time perfectly, like a full 24 hours, it'll just cycle forever for some reason. Like whatever the check is for when the time starts and when the time's supposed to end, like bugs out or something like that, and it just like scrolls forever until you have to break out of it yourself.
Kazuha said he would wait for us at the 5 Kasen Plaza today. Let's go find him there.
Oh, okay. Where are we? Have any of this stuff changed? There's another person here now. Oh, but we can't talk to her. I don't think this has changed all that much.
Please, get in line over here.
This is still here. Ooh. Hello.
Thanks for your support.
Let's go to the 5 Kasen. Ooh, everyone's here. Everyone is here. Da na 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 na. Another thing is that I should I think you can interact with these. This is Io no Okina's like this, all done by Albedo. Xingqiu was the model for this portrait, and it depicts Aoi no Okina stealing away the poems that he himself had written, complete with some special touches from Xingqiu's own Liyue-style clothes. The source material does state that Aoi no Okina was a much older person, but oh well, Miko probably wouldn't mind. Akahito's likeness. This is Akahito's likeness, as done by Albedo. Kazuha was the model for this picture, and it shows Akahito. His garments red in his trademark style, kneeling before the throne as he is being punished by the shogun. The shogun. Won't this image bring ill luck? Someone asked. But neither the artist nor the model thought that this was a problem. And there's Ayaka. Oop, I couldn't do Ayaka. I'll do that later, if I remember.
You're here.
I'm
It
here.
appears everyone has arrived.
Everyone is here. Da na 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 na. How did your investigations go, Kazuha?
Last night, I visited a former servant who once worked for my family. I was able to learn the entirety of what happened all those years ago.
So, we're kind of in a mysterious part of the story now, I guess. We're trying to find out who is leaving all these pages all around for us to pick up. Is this Slenderman with all these pages? But according to like the 5 Kasen story, they always write 4 poems, even though there's 5 of them to present to the shogun. And apparently the machinations of the Black Kasen is intertwined within all the previous 4 Kasen's like poems. So even though his work is not like literally written in the poems, the poem itself like includes I guess the Black Kasen's like doings or actions, I guess. And the the 5 Kasen poems that we're finding is like really closely similar with the kind of things that's been happening during the Irodori Festival to like all these new people, or all these foreign people. Or I guess not, Kazuha's not foreign, all these special people, I guess. Like Venti, Xingqiu, Kazuha, and Ayaka all received a poem, and Albedo was inspired for whatever reason to use them as the models for the painting that he was asked to do for this festival?
In my great-grandfather's generation, the Ishin art was tasked with forging an important Goshinto according to an ancient forging diagram. Though all the craftsmen involved were very experienced, the process was still unsuccessful. Every blade that was forged was defective.
Oh no.
When the deadline came, the blade still wasn't finished, so the craftsmen all fled and hid for fear of punishment.
Hey, if it's an ancient instructions or ancient recipe, maybe like technology and techniques in forging has like advanced so much that what's the point of looking back in ancient forging recipes, unless like you're suggesting that it was like from another time period where like they had really advanced technology, like Kanreya or something. Like in real life, you wouldn't go back to forging or creating like dial-up modems, would you, for internet? You'd probably stick with like more modern stuff. But I guess maybe like a lot of those techniques and stuff, there's an argument for the preservation of those techniques in case like, I don't know, some like genius person finds like a new way to exploit or innovate on those technologies. I don't know.
The Kaedehara clan and Yashiro Commission then conducted an investigation. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan eventually tracked down the craftsmen near the seaside. However, they met fierce resistance from the craftsmen, and in the end they were unable to prevent them from escaping by sea. The Kaedehara clan was severely punished for the swordsmiths that had escaped, and the family gradually fell into decline.
No, it wasn't their fault.
Moreover, I heard that the head of the Kamisato clan was injured by the fleeing swordsmiths, which combined with his advanced age caused him to pass away shortly thereafter.
So this is Kazuha's great-grandfather? Can we safely assume that it's also Ayaka and Ayato's great-grandfather he's referring to as well? Right? Does that make sense? That's what I'll go with for now.
Yes. The sudden passing of the family head left the Kamisato clan leaderless. Treacherous people took advantage of the situation and put the family's status in the Yashiro Commission at jeopardy.
Uh-oh.
This single incident had profound effects. Even after the position as head of the clan was passed to my father, the Kamisato clan still wasn't able to regain its prior reputation.
Oh. So it was up to Ayato to kind of bring the Kamisato clan back to kind of its modern glory, like the respect that they have now. It was all Ayato's doing then?
But, thanks to my brother, everything is getting better now.
Maybe I should just let the characters talk instead of interjecting every so often.
The failure to forge the blade was ultimately attributed to a lack of required skill and finesse. The Kaedehara clan and the Yashiro Commission always believed that was the case.
But?
However, the story of the 5 Kasen seems to imply that the failure didn't stem from a lack of skill, but rather, the diagram had been tampered with by someone.
Uh-oh?
Miss Kamisato, I heard yesterday that the Yashiro Commission has still kept the diagram ever since the failed forging all those years ago.
Maybe I was talking about how like you probably wouldn't use older recipes or older instructions or diagrams to engineer newer things. Maybe technology has like advanced, or techniques have advanced more than the ancient instructions or whatever. But maybe it's one of those cases where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it's like the technique used to forge these swords or whatever, it's already like so good that it's able to pass down for generations and generations, and you can do things differently, but doing it that way is still like the most reliable way, and maybe that's why they're trying to replicate it. And it's like one of those things, like for martial arts, like humans have been fighting each other in unarmed combat, I guess, for like thousands of years. So if you hear about martial arts like, oh, this is a new technique, this is a new martial art, it's like, yeah, it's just rebranded, but like humans has figured out how to like rip each other apart for millennia now. So whenever like people compare like, oh, this martial art versus that martial art, a lot of those times is like the modern iteration of fighting. Like I guess nowadays like MMA, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, those are kind of like what people like. But those the names for those arts is actually not very old. It's like maybe a century or two at most. But it's just like the fighting has been just passed down through like millenniums of human fighting, pretty much. Those techniques have been used in like ancient Greece, in Olympics or whatever. Was the Olympics in originally from ancient Greece? I don't remember. But yeah, like a lot of the wrestling techniques, a lot of the striking techniques, like the human body can really only move a certain way, and the human body can be leveraged against, have all these weak points. Like it's stayed consistent all these thousands of years. So these techniques have been like passed down. It's just like rebranded constantly and recategorized and reshuffled around. And the systems have just, or the training systems and the teaching systems maybe have like advanced, but like the way to fight itself is just like stick the same all these years.
Might I ask you to do me a favor?
Yes, I understand. I will go back and search for the diagram. Please come meet me at the Kamisato estate later.
Nice. Let's do it, baby. The palace died in Barack Obama. We gotta go to Kamisato estate. Let's just teleport there. Throughout all these event quests, I don't think we had to fight like once yet. I got like daily commissions to do, and I got quite a bit of resin as well. But I saw that the story event is now available, and it had also like a ticking time to when it like triggers. So I thought maybe I should just record myself, play through it, record my reactions and my thoughts and feelings as I play through it before doing the daily stuff. Why is it thundering all of a sudden? So ominous. Wait, we don't actually have to come here? Or am I not tracking it? Oh, there we go. There we go. This is what we want. Yes, excellent. Whee! Enter Yashiro Commission's headquarters. Boys, you've seen me around here a lot lately, so you know I'm not gonna do any cause any trouble. So yeah, I'm just gonna step right in. Thank you. Too bad we don't know their names at this point. It's like we just walk by like, yo, Greg, yo, Aaron, how are you doing? And they're just like, yo, traveler, yeah, you here to see the Kamisato siblings? And we'll be like, yeah, man. And then we like bring them gifts. Oh. Sometimes I'm like paranoid that MiHoYo or whatever, the developers of any game really, like any live service game, where they like change something slightly, but then it's like such a subtle change that you don't notice. And I feel like it would be cool if like I'm able to look around like, oh, there used to be 3 swords here or something like that, or this used to be a picture of a blah 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 or whatever. But then yeah, I guess we should just stick to the story. Hey Ayaka, how are you doing? I really wish I can pull you in the next banner. And then we can have lots of fun fighting together.
Everyone, I've managed to find the old diagram.
Well, that was fast.
Though the diagram is well preserved, you can still tell that it's seen at least 3 or 4 centuries of history.
So does that mean it was created after the fall of Konraya?
Whoa, that's pretty old. Is it still possible to find any evidence of tampering?
Yeah, we'll use forensics.
At this point, we can only try our luck and see how we fare.
They immerse the diagram into a basin of water, and after a short while, dun dun dun. I can't read that like at all. I wonder if like you can. It's like what do you call it? Where you replace like A, or maybe you like offset the alphabet a little bit, or maybe it's not the alphabet. Maybe it's like hiragana, and they just kind of changed the symbol slightly. And you can kind of like match 1-to-1 what this symbol to like an actual hiragana symbol or something like that. And you can actually like read this if you like spend the time to decode it. I wonder if anyone in the community has translated this, because I know like the Kanrean texts and stuff people have been showing off the translations for on the Genshin Impact subreddit, and that's pretty cool too.
Although the effect is not too obvious, you can still see that some words have now started to smudge. Kazuha, this is clear evidence that this chart was indeed tampered with. Someone framed the Kaedehara clan all those years ago.
Oh.
I see. But I fear that I've discovered this secret too late.
Yeah, like 2 generations too late.
When my grandfather was young, he proposed reviving the Ishin art many times to my great-grandfather. But my grandfather was only scolded for being too foolhardy.
Wait, 3 generations too late. So there's him, his father, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather. Wait, would that be 3 or 4? 4 generations.
Yesterday, the former family servant said that my great-grandfather even went to the Yashiro Commission to request that diagram from the head of the Kamisato clan. He then showed that diagram to my grandfather and asked him and his subordinates to try to forge the sword.
Did these like experienced forgers, like steelsmiths and weaponsmiths, just like blindly follow the diagram? They didn't like use a bit of their experience and expertise to like look at a diagram and be like, something's not right here, or something like that. I don't know. I guess this diagram is just like seen as such a good thing that they didn't question it.
Sure enough, my grandfather also failed. My great-grandfather then told him, if you can't find the secret within, then the Ishin art deserves to fade from the world.
No, Kaedehara.
My grandfather left Inazuma in a rage after hearing those words. He didn't ever see my great-grandfather again, even till the day of his passing.
No, that's so sad.
Looking back at it now, the argument between the two of them was simply meaningless.
Yeah, if they knew that the diagram has been tampered with, then their anger and it was like their anger for each other is really misplaced if they kind of like work together to figure things out instead of fighting each other on this.
Oh, Kazuha.
Give his face a hug, Paimon.
I heard that your great-grandfather was very industrious when he was young, but later in life, he no longer bothered with the forging arts. It appears that his failure took quite a toll on him.
Kazuha, did your great-grandfather really say, if you can't find the secret within? Did he use those exact words?
Yes. The servant said that he personally heard those words, and still remembers them very clearly.
The servant did it. Oh my goodness.
My grandfather was so angry at the time that he smashed my great-grandfather's cherished bonsai tree.
No, the bonsai tree is innocent. Wait, Albedo, are you trying to say ... That the butler did it? That the servant did it?
Yes, it appears that you understand my meaning.
Do I understand the meaning, Albedo?
Kazuha, if your great-grandfather thought that the Ishin art lacked finesse, then after witnessing his son's failure, wouldn't he have said something more along the lines of, your skills aren't sufficient?
Instead of, you must find the secret within the riddles.
But instead he said, if you can't find the secret within. Don't you find that a little strange?
You must first believe in yourself in order to find yourself, and then will your true self reveal itself, or something like that.
Huh?
What does he realize?
So you're saying my great-grandfather may have very well known that the failure was due to someone's tampering?
But why didn't he do something about it?
Yes. The current evidence suggests that is highly likely.
Or the servant did it and is feeding you guys false information.
I apologize, but would you all please accompany me to the Tenrio Commission?
Okay.
After I became a wanted criminal, the The Tenrio Commission seized my family's last remaining estate, which contained all of my family's old belongings.
Is he still a wanted criminal at this point? Because he only became a criminal because he had a vision during the vision hunt decree. But what else? I guess because of that initial thing, he kind of did some crimes like sneaking out of Inazuma, which like went against the Sakoku decree. So maybe that makes him more of a criminal. And he also like fought against Raiden Shogun. Like that's kind of like treason, isn't it? So like just because of the initial crime, he ended up doing a lot more crime than he probably wanted to. So even though the Sakoku decree and the Division Hunt decree is abolished, is he still like does he have to face the justice for those crimes at this point? Or has he been like pardoned at this point?
I want to inquire about the whereabouts of those belongings. If I can find them, we might be able to get some clues.
All right, let's get moving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's been a while since I did a Luigi oh yeah. I've been saying like let's go recently. What is the item I just got? Oh, they actually made this this wet looking in the icon, where the other ones are just the same icon or the same like picture. Ancient forging blueprints. An ancient forging blueprint. The shogun once ordered the Kaedehara clan to forge a Goshinto. What's a Goshinto? Like a super huge sword? According to it, after being soaked in water, it becomes clear that some of the text has been blurred. Someone tampered with the blueprint, dooming the forging to failure and triggered the tragedy that followed. I can destroy this? Oh, never mind. Let's go to the Tenrio Commission. I guess I can just teleport there, right? I don't necessarily have to leave. Skip a loading screen. Hello. Sarah Kujo, we need your help. Ooh, hello. One of the things I kind of wish MiHoYo would do for this game, I guess, is make it so that the Traveler is mandatory to do these quests, these story quests, and Archon. Well, of course, the Archon quest, since it is her story. But make her like mandatory. But in order to do that, I think what they can do also is make it so that the Traveler and only the Traveler like heals outside of combat, or maybe have like a very reliable way of healing other than like eating the food with that like NRE gadget. And also make it so that, I don't know, just like add a lot of like quality of life to the Traveler herself, so that I can just like play the game as her if I really wanted to, and only add extra people if is required by the story. And I feel like that will make the... Oh, and also give her voice acting. And I feel like if that was the case, it will make the story flow a lot better, because right now I can like take her out of the team to do this story, and then she just appears during the cutscene, which, I don't know, feels very discontinuous and inconsistent. So like, since the Traveler herself, or I guess if you had a Ether, then the Traveler you're already able to like customize her element. I feel like if they just make her like a very attractive, flexible, customizable character in the game, at the very least people would be happy to use her more. But at this point, like, it doesn't really make sense for people to use Lumine in the game at all, since like power creep has like come in and people probably build their favorite teams out of their favorite characters. But like, it doesn't really make sense for the story to kind of have that, I think. So yeah, I really wish more attention is put to Lumine. Like, you're able to customize her hair, customize her hair color, customize her outfits more. Maybe they release more outfits for her, like an Inazuma outfit, a Mondstadt outfit, a Li Yue outfit, a Enkanomiya like style or something. Like, just make it so that this character you would always be happy to revisit because she's technically the main character of the game, but because they keep spending more time on new characters, I feel like, I don't know, Lumine is like kind of fallen off the board for a lot of people, and I don't know, that's kind of sad, since this is technically supposed to be her story and like no one cares about her. And I think because she doesn't have any like voice acting, it makes it even worse, because you don't get a lot of personality out of her, so you don't really get to like relate to her all that much. Whereas like some of the other characters, you're like, oh, Raiden Shogun's so cool, she's so calm and collected. Oh, Ito's so funny, he's like this big Oni guy, but he's like super softy for children. And like, oh, Kokomi is like super elegant and blah 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 blah. You kind of get like a sense of their character, but then like Lumine is just like, oh, she doesn't talk all that much, but she's the main character. But yeah, maybe that'll, I don't know. If that happens, I'd be very happy if like Lumine becomes like super usable. And I guess as more nations release, you get access to more elements for her. And maybe at some point too, they go into weapons as well. Maybe you can like equip her with other weapons. I don't know how they would do that, but it doesn't seem like that's very likely, since they seem to market Lumine as like a swordsman. So like giving her a bow would be weird. And yeah, I don't know. I think if she healed out of combat, it will make her a very attractive character. Or maybe even like have a 5-star set of artifacts that make it so that she heals outside of combat. Or whoever you equipped it on has like ability to like heal. But I don't know, that's for the future, I guess. I don't know what may put me on that tangent. So I guess I was kind of thinking about how weird it is for the game to tell us that Lumine is the main character, but like have no incentives whatsoever for us to actually play as her during the story quests. Anyways, Kujo Sarah, please help us. Wacha! Wacha! Wacha!
What are you all doing here? Did something happen on Rito?
Nothing happened, Sarah. Or Sarah. We're just here to talk about something.
Kujo Sara. Perhaps you still remember me.
She's like, yeah, I destroyed you. I destroyed your friend in combat. I think that's how the story went. I think a lot of people confuse that story because it wasn't really like depicted very well. Kazuha's friend challenged Kujo Sara to a fight, and if what was it? If Kazuha's friend won, he would like keep his vision or something, but if he lost, then Raiden Shogun would end his life right there. So a lot of people confuse that Kazuha's friend challenged Raiden Shogun to a fight, but it was actually Sarah. And Kazuha like popped out of nowhere just to take the vision away when Sarah won, and Raiden Shogun killed his friend.
Yes, I do. You're Kaedehara Kazuha, a wanted criminal during the Vision Hunt decree. However, your arrest warrant has since been repealed.
So now we can be friends, right?
Sara, we'd like to ask about the Kaedehara clan's property that was seized by the Tenrio Commission. Do you know where all their belongings are now?
Yes, the items seized at that time are currently stored in the warehouse next to the police station. Since Kaedehara has come back to Inazuma, those items should be returned to their rightful owner.
No, I'm afraid you misunderstand. I'm not here to reclaim those belongings. I just want to investigate them for a personal matter.
Why not reclaim them? You might as well reclaim them.
I see. All right, I'll inform the police station. They'll take you into the warehouse.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sara!
Yeah, you're the best.
Kaedehara, about the Vision Hunt decree.
That's all in the past now, Kujo Sara. There's no need to mention it again. I know you've also had your own convictions and struggles. However, may I ask something of you?
Do you want to be my friend? I'm gonna send you a friend request.
Yes? What is it?
Currently, I have no plans to stay in Inazuma. As a result, those items from my family's estate are of no use to me. Madam Kujo, I believe you are a person of integrity. After our investigation is over, I'd like to ask if you can handle those belongings for me. Please, sell them, and use the money to help the poor.
What if there's like secret Kaedehara jutsus and scrolls that maybe they shouldn't just be like given away?
All right, I understand. I'll be sure to take care of it.
Palace dyed in black. Go to the police station. Okay, thank you, Sarah.
I've already informed the police station.
That was fast.
There'll be someone to take you into the warehouse, so you may head there directly.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
As for all the belongings left by the Kaedehara clan, I will deal with them promptly.
Thank you. You're the best. I guess for a general, during like peace times, you don't have to. You can like spend your time dealing with more civil matters. Let's go to the police station. Ah! Hello. We're here to rummage through some stuff. Asakawa.
Ah, you must be here to investigate the Kaedehara clan's belongings.
Oh, how'd you know?
Madam Kujo's already informed me of the situation. Please, come this way.
Oh, okay. Do shit. Do shit.
Ah, the Kaedehara clan's belongings are stored in this warehouse. Unfortunately, the items are scattered throughout in order to save space.
Wait,
My
what?
deepest apologies.
You'd think in order to save space, they'd be all clumped together.
However, I have clearly marked the corresponding items, so they shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'll be waiting for you at the door. Please, come see me if you require any assistance.
Okay.
Kazuha, since the items are scattered throughout the building, I propose we split up and look for clues.
They just let, like, all these people into their, like, police evidence, like, warehouse, then just trust them that they won't
Sounds like
be
a plan.
doing something nefarious.
Thanks for your help, everyone.
This is a gaggle of people.
Sorry, many of the items were moved here recently, so, things are still a bit unorganized. Although the previous warehouse was large, the locks were dated and something was nearly stolen. So Madam Kujo Sara ordered the contents to be moved here.
Okay. This person has a really nice voice to listen to. Elemental sites. Ooh. 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 Can I jump on this? Whee. Why is there a cage? Uh-oh. Am I stuck? Oh, okay. We're good. Why is there a cage here? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I will vibrate through this. There's like a dead bonsai tree here. Is that a bonsai tree? There's a bunch of urns and stuff. And cisterns? Is that called cisterns? I don't know. Maybe that's not right. Am I supposed to talk to all of them? Who shall I talk to first? Let's go. Wait, why does Kazuha not have a... I guess I ought to talk to all the other ones first and then talk to Kazuha?
I'll be checking around here. You and the others can start looking elsewhere.
That sounds good. Oh, there's bows on the wall. Who's gonna be able to reach the one that's at the very top? If someone like put a bow like right at the very top of the one? Who's tall enough to actually reach it? But I guess like a lot of the characters in this game is like super tall for some reason. Like the big Kairagis or whatever. Hey Ayaka, do you find anything cool? Ooh, that's a nice sword. Ayaka, how's it going for you?
Oh, it's you.
It's me.
I'm currently investigating the sword rack.
Ooh, I'm currently investigating a rack, but you have to guess what rack I'm talking about.
Oh, since the Kaedehara clan was a family of renowned swordsmiths, then this blade should be super valuable, right? Maybe it's a treasure of the Ishin art!
Ooh, they got like really weird looking, like Wing Chun dummies back there.
I'm afraid not. Although the sword rack is made of fine wood, the swords placed here appear to be quite ordinary. Due to the dire financial situation of the late Kaedehara clan, everything of value has probably been sold off already.
Oh.
The blade on the sword hasn't been sharpened, but there are many signs of use on the hilt. Perhaps Kaedehara used it for training as a child.
Uh-huh.
Let Paimon see! Oh, there seems to be a couple uneven characters etched into the scabbard. Kazuha. Wow, so it really was Kazuha's! Paimon can imagine what Kazuha was like as a kid.
Why does the hilt smell like curry?
I will continue investigating here and call you if I find anything interesting.
Ring! Okay, we'll leave you to it. Hey, Xingqiu. Find any good books? Find any nudie mags?
What did you find, Xingqiu?
Whoa! The camera is on Xingqiu. Usually it like rotates between Lumine and whoever she's talking to. Maybe like the table's in the way.
I found quite the pile of old books. These books here are all related to smelting steel, and these are about the process of forging blades. This pile over here is all about plants and flowers.
You smelt it, I dealt it.
The books about plants and flowers must have belonged to Kazuha's great-grandfather.
Could there be any clues in these books?
I skimmed through them just now, but I didn't find anything particularly worth noting. I shall take a closer look and let you know if I find anything.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye. Hey, Venti. I see, you found the, wine collection.
There must be some around here somewhere.
Look at those, fermented sake. What are you looking for, Venti?
Do you see all these pots here? Some of them are bound to have liquor inside, right?
Roy.
Hey! Everyone else is trying hard to help, and you're over here looking for a drink?
I merely jest, of course. Come on, we're close to uncovering the truth now. Why do you look so worried?
Well, Paimon doesn't really get why Kazuha told Sara to sell all these belongings. What if we don't end up finding anything today? Then wouldn't Kazuha lose the chance of finding out what really happened all those years ago? You know, just saying.
I know you are worried about Kazuha, but if you ask me, he is stronger than you think.
He is a Nemo user. And Venti is a Nemo Archon.
Since Kazuha made such a request to Sara, that indicates he's already made his choice. Whether we find out the truth or not today, or whatever it turns out to be, he's ready to accept it.
Kazuha just discovered the minimalist subreddit, and it inspired him to just get rid of all his things. Is this your Archon's intuition speaking?
No, not intuition. Rather, I've lived for a long time now, so you could say I have some experience in reading people. Leave the things here to me. You two can look around elsewhere.
Okay, that sounds good. Keep up the good work. Bang, bang. Are you enjoying this pattern, Albedo?
Oh, it's you. Unfortunately, I have yet to find anything of value here.
Oh no.
Whoa, this folding screen looks pretty old, though.
Yes, perhaps if it were better maintained, then it could fetch a decent price. However, I doubt it could be sold in its current condition.
Oh, some weirdo would probably buy it.
I was taking a closer look just now and noticed a large piece of dirt caught in the fabric fibers on the back side.
Oh, that's not dirt, Albedo.
The soil is deeply embedded into the cloth. That means a great deal of force was used when the dirt was lodged into the cloth. It's likely that this patch of dirt is from the very flower pot thrown by Kazuha's grandfather.
Oh no, it wasn't a flower pot that Kazuha's grandfather threw. Isn't that an important discovery? Why don't you think this is any of value?
Because this is not what we're looking for now. Let me think. If I wanted to leave a message behind, I would probably choose to leave it on something a little more special.
Indeed.
Albedo seems to be thinking pretty hard. We better not bother him.
Everyone, I've found something that you should all have a look at.
Oh, that was fast.
Oh, seems Kazuha discovered something. Let's go see what he's got.
You discovered the dying bonsai tree? Where'd everyone go? Well, their own
This
material.
flower pot was in my house for a long time. I heard that it was left behind by my great-grandfather.
Yeah, the plants seem to have been dead for a while now.
Well, after my great-grandfather stopped studying the forging arts, he picked up the hobby of keeping bonsai plants. Most of his prized plants were given to others once he became seriously ill.
Uh-oh.
But he specifically left behind this dead plant at the time, and even instructed my grandfather not to throw it away in his will.
There's something secret in there.
My grandfather deeply regretted that he never managed to reconcile with my great-grandfather, so he left the plant exactly as it was. But now that I think about it, my great-grandfather could very well have left it behind for other reasons.
Now that you mention it, this flower pot is kinda suspicious.
Almost as suspicious as Albedo.
Yes. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Let's take a closer look. Oh yeah. They find a hidden compartment at the bottom of the flower pot.
We found something! It's only a bunch of blank paper.
Oh, this is the secret weed rolling paper.
Do you think someone already discovered the compartment and swapped the contents?
How dare they?
No, I do not think that is the case here. See the paper? It's quite yellowed, which means it's very old.
Maybe we just need to try using water again.
You mean to say that these sheets have been written with special ink, like that which Miss Kamisato found before?
Yes, I agree with this hypothesis.
Okay, let's give it a dunk then.
There is a pond outside the police station. I'll use the water there.
We're gonna get teleported out? Yeah. You go with Kazuya to the pond outside the police station. Isn't that the same pond we went to initially?
Well, how did it go? Those weren't just plain old sheets of paper, were they?
Just as everyone guessed, after I sprinkled some water onto the paper, writing did indeed begin to appear on it. It is a letter, written by my great-grandfather.
All it says is the game.
Oh? What does the letter say?
It is something you can share with us too, right?
It is. I'll tell you what my great-grandfather knew at the time, but before that, I wish to take you somewhere.
Whoa, we're getting taken all over the place today.
Everyone, please follow me.
Follow you. Well. Follow Kazuya to the seaside. What did he find? I am most curious. And then it's ominously thundering again. We're almost there. Is the weather gonna suddenly improve when we get into this cutscene? Oh no, it stays.
Kaedehara, why did you lead us to this beach?
In the rain, no less, without umbrellas. Is this place related to the contents of the letter? Oh, it's
It
not.
is. In fact, my great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan tracked the fleeing swordsmiths to this very location.
All of a sudden, the sky is clear.
Our hypothesis was correct. My great-grandfather was well aware of the truth behind the defective blades. And it was right here where they encountered the culprit who framed the Kaedehara clan and the Raiden Gokaden.
What?
It reads, "To whoever reads this letter, I, Kaedehara Yoshinori, have been held to a certain secret throughout my entire life. I don't have much longer in this world, and after much consideration, I finally decided to disclose the matter. All those years ago, when I was pursuing the swordsmiths alongside Commissioner Kamisato of the Yashiro Commission, I was not injured by one of the fleeing smiths.
What? What happened?
Rather,
It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, I waited for the culprits to show themselves. However, there were no swordsmiths in sight, only a single eccentric stranger.
Oh my goodness, who could it be?
This stranger claimed to be the one behind the failed forgings, and said that he had been patiently waiting for us.
It's
He had
Scaramouche?
threatened to destroy the Raiden Gokaden.
What? Scaramouche is in this story?
That person was of able body, and in a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated.
Was that Scaramouche?
Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. My hat had fortunately blunted a blow to my head.
What? I guess Scaramouche was the original puppet created by Raiden Shogun. So he's gonna be much older than the Raiden Shogun puppet.
The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment. But, after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had any connection with the name Niwa. I answered that it was my father's surname, and after my father disappeared, I was adopted by the Kaedehara family.
What? Adopted? Not blood relatives.
Upon hearing my answer, the stranger paused. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this. My name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left.
Oh, we're getting into some lore. We're giving a little bit of a tease to more Scaramouche lore. Just a little tickle on our nipples.
Wow. So that's what really happened.
Oh yeah.
yes. My great-grandfather and the head of the Kamisato clan escaped from death and learned that the forging diagram had been tampered with by Kunikuzushi.
Why would Scaramouche temper with it, though?
However, due to the encounter, the head of the Kamisato clan was worried that my great-grandfather would be falsely accused of being involved with the perpetrator. So even on his deathbed, the master of the Kamisato clan cautioned my great-grandfather to never speak of what happened. Because the perpetrator said he would destroy the Raiden Gokaden, my great-grandfather worried that the perpetrator would still return for vengeance.
Wait, who's...
So, to protect his loved ones, he closed the family business.
Who's Raiden Gokaden? Is that the shogun before A took over? A and Makoto took over? Is that what's going on? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like... it's from what I understand, A and Makoto was like... they're like super old, aren't they? And at this point, if Scaramouche already exists, it means A has already thought about creating puppets so that she can pursue her eternity or whatever. So they should already exist, right? So who's riding Gokaden?
He said, "As the leader of the Kaedehara clan, I am deeply ashamed to witness the decline of the Ishin art. But as a father, it is my priority to ensure the safety of my children and grandchildren."
So all those harsh words he said were because he was worried about his son's well-being?
Yes, that's right. If my grandpa had somehow discovered the secret behind the tampered diagram all those years ago, perhaps my great-grandfather would have told him the truth. Unfortunately, he failed to catch any of the hints in my great-grandfather's words. Miss Kamisato, it appears you were unaware of the happenings that my great-grandfather described here. What are your thoughts?
I suppose the reason the head of the Kamisato house never spoke of this to the family was due to similar safety concerns.
For whatever reason, Ayaka's voice here sounds very different than everyone else's. It's not like cleaned up as nice. Like her S sounds are like it sounds super sharp to the ear, if that makes sense.
If the perpetrator was capable of tampering with even the Shogun's diagrams, and could single-handedly defeat many men, then he is not an ordinary enemy.
Now that I pointed it out, I hope you can't unhear it. Like, the way she pronounced her S sounds, like, it's really apparent.
I will discuss this matter with Brother shortly, and investigate the identity behind the one called Kunikuzushi. Rest assured, we will act cautiously.
How are you feeling, Kazuha?
To be honest, as I read the letter, I felt much turbulence in my heart. But now I've managed to calm myself. My great-grandfather said in the letter that he did not wish his descendants to blindly seek revenge and be deceived by things of the past. Though he was in a tight situation when he wrote these words, I feel like they are still valid nonetheless. I think what's most important for each person is not the past, but the present. Even though we must carry the burdens from the past, there are also things we wish to strive for. Therefore, knowing the truth behind what happened is enough for me. I will live on just as my great-grandfather had hoped. That being said, if the enemy from all those years ago is still lurking and plotting to stir up more trouble, then I definitely won't turn a blind eye.
That's Kazuha. Always sensible. Classic Kazuha. Optimistic as always.
These are simply insights I've gathered from all that I've experienced. Thank you all for accompanying me in my search for the truth behind that incident.
This story starts off just about Venti being a drunk and Xingqiu not wanting to sign things, and it suddenly becomes it takes a step in like a really serious direction with Kazuha and Ayaka's past. More focused on Kazuha's past. Or I guess his ancestors' past.
Great! Now that we're done here, let's head back to Rito.
Maybe not ancestors, maybe predecessors is probably a better word. Yay, we're back to Rito. Woo! Ring! Kaedehara Yoshinori's letter. The 5 colors of true form. Return to the 5 Kasen Plaza. Are we finished? Can we actually read this? Oh yeah, this is just the cutscene. The script for the cutscene. Return to 5 Kasen Plaza. Let's do it. Oh, it's almost an hour. These all kind of fit within the hour pretty nicely. It's just that in the previous ones, I've dilly-dallied a lot. The Irodori Festival is in full swing, but I couldn't read that in time.
The final stage of the Irodori Festival. Not only will there be Xingqiu's signing event, but Albedo's painting of Kuronushi will also be unveiled. Let's take a stroll through the festival venue. Maybe we'll find everyone there.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's see what we have here. Oh! Who's gonna be the last Kasen that he drew then? Albedo's portrait of Kuronushi. The portrait has been covered up by a piece of cloth. I guess that would be Scaramouche then? I don't know who it would be then. Who would actually be viable for this Kasen? Like, to be the model of this Kasen? It seems like you only know what it is during the unveiling ceremony itself. Kind of want to explore a little bit to see if anything's changed. Sasano and Ting Ting are together. Have you finished reading the fan novel that we bought together? Yep, more or less. Wasn't it great? I love the ending. The way in which the female lead chose to stride towards her new life, convictions in hand. You know, although the plot line at the start was very exciting, I remember that this wasn't the original ending. I guess that's the freedom of fanworks for you. Getting to see all sorts of characters' story in fanworks is exactly their charm. Ah, that's true, that's true. You've got a point there. Also, I've heard that a new picture book came out over there. Wanna go have a look? They love each other forever. You guys stick together forever, please. Yeah, he's the guy who wants to be with this girl. But then he also has to be he also has to think about his family business here in Inazuma. But the girl really likes this guy, but she doesn't want to settle down here in Inazuma with him. She wants to like travel the world and learn everything she can about the world. So they have like a romantic connection, but like their careers, I guess, their lifestyles don't match. So you're like, oh, are they gonna get together? But I guess they're making the most out of it at this point. Chiba, what does this guy say? Greetings, please this way for any certification regarding the festival. See you. Is this where Xingqiu is gonna be? Because this is Legend of Sword stuff here, right? Anyways, let's talk to Albedo.
Festivals always attract so many people.
Hello, traveler. Paimon?
Albedo, why is the portrait of Kuronushi all covered up? Paimon wants to see what your Kuronushi portrait looks like.
It's to surprise us later.
Don't worry. The unveiling ceremony will be starting shortly. You'll see what it looks like then. I will say that I'm most satisfied with this particular work. I even made a special trip to see someone in order to complete it.
Oh, I wonder who that could
He gave me
be.
some very valuable suggestions.
Things are starting to sound pretty mysterious. Sounds pretty suspicious if you ask me.
Is that so? Anyway, there is still time before the ceremony. You may have a look around the venue first.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm excited to see what you have to show with the last picture, Albedo.
You should have a look around the venue first. Today will likely be the busiest day of the Irodori Festival.
Ew. I don't think this is the one I haven't checked out yet, right? I got interrupted by the cutscene. This is Sumizome's likeness, as done by Albedo. Ayaka was the model for this picture, and it depicts Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection in the water. With a little extra flair, of course. You know, the Sumizome drawn here really looks like the Shirasagi Himegimi. So most of the guests have said. This portrait has also proved the most popular in terms of photos taken with it, because it's the only lady in this entire thing. Unless this last one is also a lady. Who wants to take pictures with boring dudes when there's like a super cute lady here in a very adorable pose? I don't know if that pose is adorable, but it is kind of funny that she's like kneeling to rinse the book, but then it's like in a really like dramatic way. I guess all the poses are pretty dramatic. Let's go look for our friends. Other than Xingqiu, who is at the signing event, Venti, Kazuha, and Ayaka should all be around here somewhere. Go see what they are doing at the moment. Wait, what was the reward for this? Left click. So there's a crown, and whatever this is. Oh, you get the 5 Kasen thing. And of course, they're not going to spoil the last picture there for you. It's still blank. I wonder if it's going to be blank when you actually build it. But yeah, you get a teapot decoration for this. That's cool. I really like the teapot. It's like a nice place for you to like place things that in game that you might not be able to appreciate at the time, and then it like goes away when the story is over. But through the teapot, you can like find and build those things, place it, and I guess right now you can't place it, but in practice you can place it and kind of like enjoy it that way. Hey Kazuha, how are you doing?
Kazuha, what are you doing here? Why aren't you at the festival?
I came here to take in the sea breeze. Such a bustling atmosphere is never really to my liking.
Is it like Anemo specific that they don't like crowds? Because Xiao hates crowds. Does Jean hate crowds? She seems to like working by herself in her office. Sayu loves napping by herself. Who else is Anemo? Kazuha seems to not like crowds. Venti seems to be by himself mostly. You never see him like seeking anyone to hang out with. Who else is Anemo? Sucrose? Sucrose is kind of a loner. She just loves to like lock herself up and do research, right? Is that like a personality trait you will have? If you have that personality trait, like a very introverted, you don't like crowds, you like being by yourself, you like being with your own like thoughts. That's like a trait to gain a Nemo vision. Are you really alright, Kazuha?
I knew you were still worried about me. Thank you, but please, don't worry. The things I said in front of everyone weren't just pretty-sounding excuses. Look, see this familiar harbor in front of us? Before, you could sit here all day without seeing a single ship pass through. Instead, all you would see were soldiers from the Tenrio Commission, guarding against possible intruders. But now, it's become a bustling place.
It honestly doesn't look too bustling.
Not only are foreigners coming to Inazuma again, but traffic between here and Watatsumi Island has also been picking up.
Ooh.
Yeah, Inazuma has already started to change, huh?
Lumine has such a, as a matter of fact, like, facial expression and body language right now.
I was thinking, in some ways, each and every one of us are similar to this country. It might take a different amount of time for different people, but there will inevitably come a day when each person can let go of their burdens. And when they finally let go, they are free to follow the wind as they please.
Freedom!
Don't worry about me. You should go enjoy the festival.
I'm just curious what Klee's doing. Is she still hanging out with Yoimiya at this point? Maybe going that way is not a good idea. Yeah, I should stay within Rito Harbor. What is this place? Rito Port? Oh, I gotta do that at some point. I'm leaving a lot of Primo Gems on the table if I don't.
Crowdsourcing competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes.
Make sure you get in line early to buy your special edition drinks.
It's Venti and Yai Miko. Do these two like know each other?
Tired from walking all around the festival. How about you sit right here and try my Inazuma
Well,
snacks?
hello everyone.
Hello.
Hey, what are you two doing together? Don't think we didn't see you two chatting up a storm just now. The moment we came over, you stopped talking.
Is that so? I'm afraid you're just overthinking things.
Are they implying that Yai Miko and Venti probably know each other from a long time ago? And they're like maybe catching up on things?
We were merely discussing wine and food. I'm sure you two wouldn't be interested.
Which might also imply that Venti knows Raiden A then?
Speaking of good sides with sake, I personally prefer fried tofu.
Forget it. Even if those two are plotting something, they'd still never let us know.
Festival. How about you sit right here and try my Inazuma snacks?
Miko and Venti are drinking and chatting in a corner. The empty balls are starting to pile up at an alarming rate, but it seems that they've really been discussing the best sides to go with the sake this whole time. Very nice. You guys enjoy. This way. Oh, Xingqiu. Are we supposed to find Xingqiu?
I just absolutely love this fan novel.
I guess Xingqiu's in. We'll do him last, since he seems to have the funniest premise so far, having to sign all those like books that he wrote. Miho, Miyu, and Shiho. Hey, this person has like a festival mask. Miyu, are you feeling better? Oh, you could have... How could you have... Wait. Oh, how could this have happened? Not only has the author Taiyaki's latest work been delayed by work, but a country from the center of the earth and a bouquet for you will also stop releasing temporarily. But the two protagonists were just about to confess their feelings to each other at the end of the last volume. Oh, this lady also has a festival mask. Calm down, Miyu. You don't understand. In the original series that Taiyaki's fan novel was based on, the two protagonists could not resolve their differences and separated. I've pinned all my hopes for their happiness onto Taiyaki. Well, if you wish for their happiness that much, why don't you just write them a happy ending? Me? Well, actually, you've got a point, but be the change we want to see in everything, you know? These two are talking about, like, fan fiction. I guess, what was it?
Come on. Don't be upset.
Was it 50 Shades of Grey? It's like a Twilight fan fiction that got really popular or something like that.
Maybe I could just turn my diary into a light novel.
Why did you
Wow.
be this way?
You guys are so, like, beautiful and elegant standing here. You just make the place brighter.
Ah, greetings, traveler.
Greetings, Ayato.
Oh, Ayato! We finally get to see the busiest person of all.
Yes, there were many things which required my attention these past few days. Fortunately, the Irodori Festival is proceeding smoothly. The Tri-Commission cooperated closely to prepare this festival, so at long last, I can take a break today.
Brother and I are very grateful for your help.
Toma sure is taking his sweet time.
Oh, you're waiting for... Toma?
Yes. Today is one of the rare occasions when Brother isn't busy. I was going to buy some books, but he said he wanted to come along. His treat. However, he forgot his wallet at home, so he asked Toma to go back and fetch it for him.
Paimon didn't think Ayato could ever be forgetful like that.
Brother always works diligently, and it's rare for him to ever put his duties to the side and relax. So, Toma and I really cherish such moments when he's forgetful.
Got him. Kamisato, Ayaka, and Ayato.
This way.
The two people talk about various things regarding the Irodori Festival while they wait for Toma. You can hear snatches of their conversation. Big brother, even if Toma is here, you cannot simply forget to bring your purse. Oni-sama. Oni-sama. Let's talk to Xingqiu. Hey, Zonodera.
The release event has been a huge success. It's all thanks to you, Traveler.
Not just me. Albedo was a big help, too. Yeah, I don't think this changed. You had to get in line. De no koji kenzaburo. Oop.
Traveler, Paimon, it's a pleasure to see you.
Haha, we're just gonna skip the line. He's like, get away, get out of the way, stupid kid. Just shove that kid that's beside Lumine right now, as her mother watches. Wait, is that a him or a her? Did today's signing go as planned?
Indeed it did. Thanks to you, the signing event went off without a hitch. And I must say, the readers seem most satisfied.
Xingqiu, is it just Paimon, or are you on the lookout for something?
You aren't mistaken, though I'm ashamed to admit it. But in fact, I have been on the watch for tourists from Liyue. After all, I came to Inazuma under the pretext of evaluating a potential investment. If an acquaintance were to see me sitting here, then there would be no way to hide the truth from my father.
How dare he?
Fortunately, the crowds of readers that came flocking over have kept the usual tourists at bay. Oh, I should mention, Shu is also unaware of the real purpose of my trip. If you happen to meet him, please, remember to keep it a secret.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Then, please accept my thanks in advance. I'm sorry that I can't chat long. There are still readers waiting in line.
Okay, that sounds
I'll
good.
see you later at the unveiling ceremony for Kuronushi's portrait.
Oh, I wonder who Kuronushi is gonna be. Is it Kaedehara again? Or Kazuha?
Ceremony. Let's head over to the 5 Kasen Plaza.
Get away, you. I want to talk to Satomi. Hey, Satomi.
I heard that not only is Xingqiu heir to a Liyue merchant family, but he also created the entire novel without ever telling his family. Come to think of it, that's quite similar to the plot in the novel.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, Xingqiu is like super talented.
Perhaps next time we should try to write a story about a novelist based on Xingqiu.
Haha. Step on all of your stuff. Get away. Get away, you. I need to talk to this random person I never met before. Actually,
Lots
I think we
of people
did
came
met.
to buy books today. Though the signing process wasn't difficult, after so many copies, I can barely lift my hand.
Haha. I laugh at your suffering. Haha. Anyway. Let's return to the 5 Kasen Plaza. I don't think any of this stuff has changed. Oh, there's lots of people here. Ooh, who's these ladies? Why are they staring blankly into space? Oh, cutscene.
Everyone, welcome to the magnificent Irodori Festival. Today, we have ushered in the final stage of our festival. And now we will reveal the final portrait of the 5 Kasen, Kuronushi, which was done by none other than our guest artist from Mondstadt, Calx.
Maybe he drew himself? Or maybe I'm like trying to guess who he's gonna use as a model. Maybe he used his twin as a model, or his clone.
Paimon has no idea what Albedo's portrait looks like. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
The person he said he needed to refer to was his clone.
Let's all count down together. 3, 2,
1. There's nobody.
What's this? This piece depicts nothing but a background.
How dare you?
I suppose Calx must have forgotten to include the character.
No, you have to be smart to see the character, okay?
Let's hear some words from Calx himself regarding the creative process behind this piece.
I was so focused on trying to guess a person, I totally would not have guessed that he didn't draw anyone on it, but maybe he did the invisible ink thing and you gotta splash water on it or something in order to see the actual drawing.
Hello everyone. First, I would like to say that it was an honor to be invited to create the portraits of the 5 Kasen. The 5 Kasen are legendary figures from ancient Inazuma, famous for their works of poetry. As time passed, poems were composed about them, and they became the subjects of many stories. I learned from existing sources about those stories that the character of Kuronushi is the deepest and most differing of the 5 Kasen. Moreover, Kuronushi lacks a dedicated chapter among the stories. It's as if he is a behind-the-scenes role of the 5 Kasen. Perhaps we can assume that every creator had a different understanding of Kuronushi. So, in the same way, I also wanted to leave this character to everyone's own imagination.
So that icon for the teapot furniture we saw was actually accurate. It kind of spoiled this for us because it was blank.
After all, the Irodori Festival is a place for everyone to express their minds through creative works.
The answers was in front of us this entire time, and I was just too blind to see.
Yep, that's Albedo for ya. His super logical explanation is sure to win everyone's approval. Well, it seems that our adventures at the Irodori Festival have come to a close.
Are you sure, Paimon? Aren't you forgetting something, Paimon? I think there's still more to do for us.
Huh? What are you talking about?
We still don't know who the person leaving the poems was.
Oh, right! We still haven't figured out who left those stories of the 5 Kasen for us to find.
But I might have an inkling of who it might be.
Really? Come on then, who is it? Tell Paimon!
It's Albedo.
Well, that makes sense. Otherwise, there'd be no way to give the right paper to the right person every time.
Also, they're connected to the Kaedehara. I didn't read the other one. the thing before that. Also, they are connected with the Kaedehara clan.
Right. Even though they were using stories to hint us toward Xingqiu's troubles, the real goal was to lead us to solve the secrets of the Kaedehara clan.
Oh, it must be Ayato then.
Paimon gets it now. Well, at least Paimon thinks she knows. Let's go! We'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh, nice. There's still more, and it's an hour and 20 minutes. Let's just finish. Ayato's right here. Can we I'm gonna talk to Ayato last.
To be honest, I am very grateful to the one who left those stories for us to find. This journey allowed me to uncover the truth behind my family. And I am also very fortunate to have you to accompany me and find the answers.
Like, playing through Ayato's story quest, we know, he's, super behind the scenes, smart. And political, and knows exactly what to do. So I'm thinking it's Ayato, so I'm gonna talk to him last. But I think my next guest would have been Yaimiko.
The person who left behind the stories of the 5 Kasen probably chose to do so for Kaedehara's sake. After all, if they wanted to simply tell me what happened, there'd be far easier ways of doing it.
It's your brother. Actually, at this point, I think I originally guessed Yaimiko. But right now, I think it's more likely that it's Ayato. I'll talk to Yaimiko second last. Albedo.
Yes, in fact, before doing the portrait of Kuronushi, I visited the person who left those stories and confirmed a few things.
Oh.
I think my current approach to this portrait is the most correct one. After all, there are some things that are better left obscure and out of the public eye.
I found it really interesting that they literally spoiled... Okay, maybe not. But it seems like they literally spoiled the last picture here with this teapot decoration. But at the same time, they've written the story well enough in a way where you could think oh, they just don't want to spoil it for you, so they kind of left it blank kind of thing, which is pretty clever, I guess. maybe I'm giving them more credit than than they deserve, but yeah, at least that's how I've experienced this. It seems like it was intentional. Who else is around here? Venti.
Oh, are you asking about the one who left the stories of the 5 Kasen? I do happen to know their true identity, but things may be a little more complicated than you think.
Oh. Venti, making it more suspicious. Scene shows classic book reading stance.
Are you discussing the person who left the 5 Kasen stories? They are indeed a meticulous person who's good at reading the situation.
Oh, interesting. Since I was there and they put Ayato right there, maybe it's not Ayato then. Because then a lot of people would just, immediately go to him, right? But the way I've done it is I've specifically avoided him just so in case I accidentally skip stuff, because I want to talk to these people to see what they have to say. Interesting. Is there any other people around here? Are they gonna pull another fast one on me and it's none of these people? They're like, haha, gotcha again. This is the 3rd time we've got you. Kuronushi's likeness. Albedo's portrait of Kuronushi. There is no sign of any personage here, only a backdrop adorns this image. Albedo said that he wanted to leave this to everyone's imagination. Perhaps you two already have some clear idea what this person might have looked like. Or do I? Dun 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 dun. Let's talk. Wait, is there any more people hidden in these alleyways? Oh my goodness, it was this cat this entire time. I should have known. ... Won't even give us a response. Meow? So aloof. Gee, he's following Kurisu around everywhere. I think this is just what you normally get out of this cat. Where is Kurisu at this point? Let's talk to Yaimiko. She's gonna tease us like crazy, I'm thinking.
The one who left the stories of the 5 Kasen. I'm afraid you guessed wrong, Paimon. It wasn't me.
I was originally thinking it was Yaimiko, since she's kind of the only person in the story at the moment, when I was guessing, that seems to have connections to everyone. But I guess Ayato was. Also, since he's like the leader of the Yashiro Commission, he also has the same connections as well. But Yaimiko, like, seemed like a more of a likely case since she's a lot older too, so she would actually have like, or a more likely chance of having more like direct connections to like the grandfathers and great grandfathers of Kazuha and stuff. But it could be just that Ayato has figured this all out and wanted to clear the Kaedehara name without like just straight up like being the person doing it and like claiming all the credit for it, I guess. He wants Kaedehara to reclaim the Kaedehara name? No. To clean the Kaedehara? To... What's the word where you like kind of clean or... I can't... There's a specific word for it. Reclaim? No. I think I just used that one. I don't know. There's a specific word for someone framed a person and then they prove themselves innocent in a way. I don't know. I'm too stuck on this. Anyways, let's just continue. Yeah, I originally thought it was Yaimiko, but it also makes sense that it's Ayato.
Huh? Really? Paimon thought for sure you'd be the sneaky and tricky one.
But seeing as you stumbled upon me, you aren't far from finding that person now.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Other than me, there's only one person left.
Wait, what? How did they know who... How does she know who I've talked to? What if I talked to her first? Would she still say there's only one person left? That's really creepy. Maybe she has like different dialogue depending on who you've already talked to already. But then I spawned here, and Ayato is right here, so most people would probably just talk to him first, right? Maybe they're pulling a fast one on us and it's actually not Ayato either.
Ayato! You're the one behind the stories of the 5 Kasen! But don't you think you overdid it a little? Leading all your friends on a wild hunt like that?
As it just so happens, one of the reasons I'm here today is to explain the details behind this wild hunt.
So his pants was black during the that one cutscene where we get a glimpse of him. Was he like in a different outfit, or was he like super dark? That's why his pants look dark.
Paimon wants to see how you'll explain yourself out of this one.
First of all, the start of this whole incident was due to mere happenstance. You see, Lady Yai happened to catch sight of Xingqiu and the editor carrying the books away one night. She thought it was interesting, so she asked me to tease them a bit.
Huh? So it was Miko after all!
Oh.
Paimon knew it! This thing had Miko written all over it!
That's right. But using the story of the 5 Kasen to guide you to the Kaedehara family's secrets was my personal touch. As for my roundabout approach, well, that was something which I had no choice but to do.
Oh, maybe it wasn't his pants that we saw, it was like his ninjas of the Shumatsuban that he has access to. That would make more sense. You had no choice?
Yes. Due to a certain incident that occurred earlier, I happened to notice the bonsai plants left behind by Kaedehara Yoshinori, as well as the blank papers hidden inside. I knew there was more than meets the eye regarding those papers, but it took me some time to figure out the secret behind the ink, the kind that would only appear when exposed to water. What Kaedehara Yoshinori said in the letter is very important for both the Kamisato clan and the descendants of the Kaedehara clan, especially Kazuha. The Kaedehara clan used to be subordinates of the Kamisato clan. It was my ancestors who were unable to protect them all those years ago. So now, this obligation fell on my shoulders. Although he has the right to know the truth, the closer he draws to things hidden out of sight, the closer he also draws to danger. I had to confirm whether Kazuha has both the will and ability to be privy to the truth. Of course, I could outright tell him the truth that I had discovered, but maybe he doesn't have the will that's required. In that case, the truth would only become a burden to him. If he lacks the ability, then he wouldn't be able to find the truth in the first place. In which case, it would be better to keep him away from danger altogether.
Is he suggesting that if Kazuha wasn't able to handle the truth, he might like go on a rampage or something and cause trouble? Or if he knew the truth, maybe he would try to like hunt down Scaramouche for revenge or something? Or maybe Scaramouche would hunt him down? I don't know.
Kaedehara Yoshinori left his message in a roundabout way precisely for this reason. For a long time, I yearned for a suitable opportunity to convey this matter, right up until the night when a legend of sword was smuggled away.
Oh, Paimon gets it now.
But why was everyone else involved, too?
Yeah, it wasn't only Kazuha. You brought all of the rest of us into this plan of yours.
I figured you would ask this question eventually. I merely saw that this matter would be of value to you. And more importantly, I hoped that while Kazuha and Ayaka were looking for the answers together, they would have some reliable friends by their side. Reliable friends who would be willing to protect them and make measured decisions. Friends who would spare no effort to lend a helping hand in times of trouble. Because it is also very likely that you will face the same enemy together in the future.
So who is Kuni Kuzushi?
You already know the answer deep down inside.
Yes, Scaramouche.
The answer is actually hidden in the portrait of Kuronushi.
What?
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used it many times before.
What? Are we gonna get a chance to... Ooh, the 5 colors true form. Oh, there's more. There's even more, and it's already been an hour and a half, but I feel like this is gonna wrap things up. Oh, I can't talk to Yaimiko. I wonder if, like, if you talk to Yaimiko first, she, instead of saying, like, there's only one person left for you to talk to, she'd be like, oh, keep going, you'll find them eventually, kind of thing. Like, there's, like, depending on who you already talked to, she says different things. But since I talked to her second last, that's why I triggered her to say, there's only one person left, and it, like, kind of sent chills down my spine, going like, oh my god, she knows. It's almost as if she's sentient and knows what I'm doing. Wait for midnight. Let's wait for midnight. But I'm so scared that I'm missing, like, interesting things around here, though.
I just absolutely love this fan novel.
Oh, the signing is done. Oh, return to the 5 Kasen Plaza. Wait, is it already midnight? Oh, okay. It just, depending on where you are, the context changes. Okay, let's finish this off. Let's splash water onto it.
It's getting pretty late, so nobody else is around now.
Let's vandalize this painting and splash water on it.
Ayaka must have been telling us to splash water on the portrait, right?
So if we splash water on it, it would wash away the ink, right, and reveal the person? Or will it only show up when the painting is wet, and when it dries up, it, like, disappears again? Sploosh.
It's the Balladeer!
Oh my god, wait, how does Albedo know how he looks like?
So he was the one behind the trouble all those years ago!
When there is no one else near the portrait, you can confirm with your own eyes. As for the means of revealing that answer, well, you have used it many times before.
We just saw that.
Also, there's one last thing that we must discuss. I mentioned earlier that the occurrence of a certain incident made me notice the bonsai plants. I wish to tell you of that incident now. It was just after the Shogun announced the abolition of the Sakoku decree, I heard that something had happened at the Tenrio Commission.
Wait, why were we not privy to this when we are actually talking to them and now there's like a flashback to give it to us? That makes absolutely no sense, because when we were talking to them, it was in the moment.
They had discovered signs that someone had entered the warehouse storing the Commission's articles of evidence and confiscated items. But nothing was stolen. I felt something unusual about that incident, so I told Kujo-Sara of the Tenrio Commission to treat it as if nothing happened. She was not to increase the guard or relocate the warehouse contents. In the meantime, I sent a member of the Shumatsuban to keep watch over the warehouse. And sure enough, someone was sneaking in and rummaging through the belongings of the Kaedehara clan.
You mean, he was also looking for...
I let him search for a while, but in the end, he found nothing. Soon after, he had to leave Inazuma by boat.
Why didn't you send someone to catch him?
The best way to protect a secret is to treat it as if it doesn't exist, is it not? Besides, the identity of this person is not hard to guess. After he left Inazuma, I carefully checked the Kaedehara clan's belongings one by one, and eventually discovered the papers in the hidden compartment of the flower pot. I am certain that the papers are the secret which the infiltrator sought to find, though he couldn't confirm whether this secret existed at all. So, now on to my final question. Which part of Kaedehara Yoshinori's experiences was the secret that needed to be protected?
The Kaedehara Yoshinori knew that the family was framed. That Yoshinori knew that the culprit was named Kuni Kuzushi, was spared by his opponent. His name is Kuni Kuzushi.
I don't have an answer to this question at present, so I'll leave it to your future self. As for now, please, enjoy yourselves at the Irodori Festival.
So all three of those would probably make sense? All three of those options. The palace dyed in black. Quest complete. Ring! Oh wow, we actually do get it. But I can't actually scroll to it though. Wow, very nice. So we get a Mondstadt person, a Liyue person, and 3 Inazumans. Cool, well I guess that's all I have for you for today. This was really cool. I really liked it. Oh, does a Baladi appear in that now? Probably not. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed this story. The way it flowed into each other was really seamless, it felt. There was not a lot of janky stuff. As much as like the previous ones where it feels like a lot of hand waving to get you to a specific location. This flowed a lot better, and each part of the story was really interesting and really entertaining, and it gave us a bit more background on like Kazuha and a little bit more on the Yashiro Commission, and specifically like Ayato and Ayaka. I guess not Ayaka, it's Ayato and their grandparents, I guess, or grandfather. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one. I don't know what's gonna be, but hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and goodbye.